And welcome to today's special Metabolts edition of Delabs Games AMA. We have a ton of things to reveal, a lot of things to cover, and I am Will. I am your community manager here, host of the Delabs Games, and this is number 55. And I'm joined by my co-host and fellow community manager, theShaolin. Shao, how are you today?
Doing wonderful, living the California life. It's still sunny out here, which is always a nice pleasure. I haven't been able to touch grass lately, though, so as soon as this finishes, I will make sure to get outside and explore. But other than that, man, this is probably my favorite thing that we've done in the past. Oh, wait, last week, a couple of weeks ago, we did this with Space Frontier. So, no, this would be my second favorite time. No, I'm just kidding. All that being said, no, I'm super excited because we get to reveal to our community what's been going on behind the scenes. Metabolts has been, one of my favorite games that we've been building behind the scenes, and obviously with our various playtests. But yeah, no, dude, can you imagine what we're going to be able to uncover and reveal for our community? They've been aching and just bugging us nonstop. When? Metabolts. Well, here we go. We not only have the Metabolts director, but we have Sai, our project manager, kind of helping us with the translation, but also some of his thoughts as well.
Yes. So we have, just like Xiao said, we have our Metabolts day-to-day operations director, Hansoo Shin, and also our project manager, SY, here for the first time, here to help with the translations. We'll start with Director Shin. How are you today?
I'm fine.
Oh, very, very simple, very to the point. And SY, how are you today?
Hey guys, GM, this is SY, Shao, actually, for your information, not Sai, just call me SY. Yeah, so I'm really excited to present myself to our
I did catch myself.
for the first time. For the first time, yeah. And
we're
you know what?
We're kind of in Gangnam, so it kind of works.
Yeah, so actually, it's raining terribly outside here in Seoul, South Korea, and I usually don't feel so good when it rains like this. But yeah, I'm really excited to speak at this AMA. And actually, I am aside from being part of the Delabs team, I am a big fan of Metabolts, so I'm kind of honored to actually speak with Director Shin about Metabolts today.
Yes, and we have a lot to cover. So a lot of the footage that we have today, these are actually all in development, images and videos and footage. So again, we're really showing you that all of our games are really being developed. They're really there. So yeah, you're gonna see a lot of things that are from the developer side. So a lot of things to cover. So as we start on this, we'll be providing never before seen gameplay footage of improvements made to Metabolts. There are some changes on the way for the initial home screen. What can you tell us, Director Shin? And tell us, what can you show us and tell us today?
게임의 일단 키 비주얼을 바꾸고 있고요. 이렇게
Yeah, so we have changed the kit visuals of the game.
네. 더불어 UI 디자인 또한 심플한 디자인 톤으로 변경이 되고 있는 상황입니다.
And we're also changing the overall UI design to a simpler monotone style. Yeah, and actually aside from Shinpidi's comment, so just wanted to say he is actually a professional of gaming industry, with an experience more than 15 years. He is speaking like a real professional, but I might not be capable of translating his words 100%. But yeah, let's go.
네. 게임의 UI에서 보여지는 화면처럼 유저들이 좀 더 이 게임을 인지하게 되는 하나의 장치로 세계관에 연동되는 형태로 디자인을 좀 입히고 있는 작업을 진행 중에 있습니다.
So we chose to make all these changes in this home screen to actually show the whole Metabolts universe a lot better. in the screen as you see here.
캐릭터들이 발달된 마을에서 문명의 편의성도 분명 느낄 수도 있는데 캠페인 모드의 진행 상황에 따라서 황폐화된 마을을 경험하기도 합니다.
So these characters of Metabolts do enjoy the convenience of civilization in a developed village, but they will also be shocked to see a ruined village along with the progress of the stages and the campaign when you play the game.
유저들이 배경의 비주얼적인 부분에서 해당 세계관의 시대적 상황을 간접적으로 경험할 수 있도록 하고 게임에서 전달하고자 하는 서사에도 함께 몰입할 수 있도록 돕는 요소라고 할 수 있겠습니다.
Yeah, so to speak, this home screen allows users to vicariously experience the historical background of the Metabolts universe and the visual part of the background, and to immerse themselves in the narrative we want to convey in the game.
다양한 면에서 이런 서사적 장치를 가급적 많이 배치해서 유저들과 개발자와 함께 만들어 나가는 게임으로 개발해 나갈 수 있도록 희망합니다.
So we really hope that we'll be able to develop this game not only with our own developers, but with our community of Delabs games by deploying as many of these kinds of aspects as possible that establish and build a narrative and universe of Metabolts in various ways.
또한 더욱 많은 유저가 저희 메타볼츠 게임의 세계관을 공유하길 바라기 때문에 다양한 폰 기종의 디바이스에서 플레이가 가능하도록 힘쓰고 있습니다.
So additionally, we are actually trying to make it possible to play Metabolts on various and lots of different kinds of devices so that we can invite as many users as possible to the world of Metabolts.
심플한 모노톤으로 UI를 변경하고 다른 여러 가지 요소도 있겠지만 개발진들이 모두 최적화 부분에 집중을 하고 있는 중이고요. 가장 말씀드리고 싶은 부분은 많은 유저분들이 플레이할 수 있도록 최적화 부분을 함께 신경 쓰고 있다는 말씀을 꼭 드리고 싶습니다.
So as I've mentioned before, the changing the overall UI to a simpler monotone style is also a part of this effort, with all of our developers focusing on the optimization of the game client and all the programs. So I really wanted to emphasize that we are always thinking of optimization for better accessibility for our community to enjoy a better gaming experience.
Wow. So, I mean, we could already see previews of that and actually seeing the 3D modeling of everything. So I think that is, that's amazing to see. And now, what a lot of our community members, a lot of them were very much involved with, our Metabolts PFP collection that was launched in March of 2024. As we're seeing the preview here, how will the Golden and Awakened types be represented in the game? I'm so excited. So how will this be represented in the game?
네, 일단 NFT 홀더에게는 어카운트 연동을 통해서 지금 보여지게 되는 각각의 구입한 캐릭터들을 지급할 예정입니다.
Yeah, the Metabolts NFT holders will get the same characters as their PFP NFTs in the game through linking the game accounts and their crypto wallets.
높은 특성의 NFT 홀더에게는 인게임 혜택이 같이 주어질 예정이고 해당 스펙은 내부적으로 깊게 고려 중에 있습니다.
So the Metabolts NFTs with higher traits, you mean the type like the golden type like this, will get some special in-game benefits. And well, by the way, so the details of the benefits are being developed at the moment.
물론 이제 최적화 부분을 고민하면서 NFT 모델링을 지급을 안 하는 방향으로도 잠깐 얘기가 되었긴 하였지만 저희가 생각할 때는 결과적으로는 믿고 저희 캐릭터들을 구입해 주신 홀더분들께 대한 감사한 마음을 표현하기 위해서 NFT 캐릭터의 모델링을 제작을 하고 추가해서 실제적으로 게임에서 만나볼 수 있도록 작업을 진행 중에 있습니다.
So frankly, we were not sure about actually we should do the modeling for all these NFT characters because it really does take a lot of effort and resources. But we are working on the modeling of the characters that came out in NFTs to make sure we appreciate the support from our holders who trusted in us and purchased the Metabolts NFTs even before the launch of our game.
지금 보여지는 캐릭터들은 골드나 어웨이큰 캐릭터들의 모델링인데요. 개발을 거듭하면서 최종적으로 인게임 화면에서 보여질 캐릭터는 더욱더 이쁘게 보여질 거기 때문에 모쪼록 기대해 주시면 감사하겠습니다.
So these characters you see here are the 3D modelings of the characters of Gold and Awakened type of Metabolts NFTs. So we can guarantee that these characters will look even better in the game along with the progress of the development. So I would like to say you can count on us.
구입을 하셨던 캐릭터 NFT는 게임 계정을 생성 후에 어카운트를 연동을 하는 형태가 되면 그때 저희가 선물함으로 보내드리는 형태로 이렇게 진행할 계획에 있습니다.
So these Metabolts PFP NFTs you are holding are planned to be carried out in a way that we send the modelings of the characters to the gift box you have in the game if you create a game account in Metabolts game and connect your wallet to the account.
가장 깊게 고민하고 있는 부분은 해당 캐릭터를 파티에 참여시켜서 전투를 진입했을 경우에 어떤 보상을 유저에게 돌려줄 수 있을지에 대한 내용인데요. NFT 캐릭터를 구입하지 않은 유저에게 너무나 상대적인 박탈감을 주지 않기 위해서 적절한 보상 정도를 고민 중에 있습니다.
Yeah, so one of the things that I'm contemplating over the most these days is actually what kind of benefits we will provide in the rewards for these NFT characters in the game. So we don't actually want the non-holders to feel too much of kind of relative deprivation. So we are thinking of the appropriate level of the in-game holder benefits, but we won't let our holders down in terms of benefits in our game. So stay tuned.
Yeah, so it's a lot. So I mean, Xiao, I know you've been holding your reaction to this right now, but I mean, what do you think about? I mean, I look at the designs especially for the Awakened. The Golden is amazing. Also, I think Golden. I'm like, okay, I have a better idea in my head, but the Awakened. This is like that negative image kind of thing, where like a negative photo. How it looks, I think it looks really great in 3D.
Yeah, well, the Gen Alpha, they say aura, so like you can see the aura here, whether it's the Golden or this, in a way that's really meaningful. I think what's really cool is that not only did we see them, but we got to see the rendering of the actual 360. And what's really cool is that from a PFP perspective, it's so flat, right? And even in game, it's only certain angles, but this, rendering, this drawing really showed so much that not just the 3D, but like just the full character, the full body character, the details of the weaponry, the roller skate. Like there's just so much detail that I believe people will really appreciate when it comes to not only the game itself, but just the artistry, right? The people who put all of these things together, because this IP, in my opinion, is not only phenomenal, but it really does come to life as both, animation and manga in terms of the people like honoring this genre, you know what I mean? And this level of detail really does drive so much value for me, because in the end, these are PFPs that people represent, and so you actually see all of this different layering. And again, the 3D component of it, of how it spins, is just out of this world. So, if we're able to kind of play with these things and play with your PFPs in this way, it really shows kind of that interoperability of a PFP in addition to putting it in game. And again, having this level of ownership in terms of these digital class assets really is exciting to me, and really takes, the gamification of being Web3 and taking it to a whole other level, right? This is what really gets me super excited, because I've never experienced this before. I never got to do this, right? And imagine, like, at some point in time, we always joke about with the mods, is like, when do we get vinyls? When do we get, I think what you were talking about the other day, like, we actually have what are those things called? Acrylics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm
Acrylic
just like,
model.
oh my gosh, like this IP can just explode because it has this really nice, unique apparel. Like, I mean, not apparel, sorry, a unique appearance that really, I
Hmm.
believe, is so important for what we're building in this ecosystem.
Oh yeah, I think SY wants to chime in also.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, actually adding on to what the
Of
Xiao has
course.
said, yeah, I mean, like, another exciting fact is that Metabolts team is actually developing a real game with all these
Hmm.
sophisticated 3D modeling. Because believe me, I've been in some other Web3 gaming projects, and there are so many gaming projects in this space that are actually not building actual games, just making some kind of fake graphics and videos just to, I mean, get the like investment from the holders. But yeah, we are actually building this game.
Hmm. Yeah. So it's really coming to life. I know that we do have some questions in our Discord, but again, that will be reserved for the live question portion of the AMA. We'll go on to the next question. Or next topic. So there was a major overhaul and adjustments made to the combat system based on user feedback and just overall feedback from everybody who was able to, try out the playtest that we did have. What were the changes and improvements made?
네, 대대적인 점검과 조정의 이유는 많은 글로벌 유저들의 폰에서 디바이스에서 저희의 게임이 돌아갈 수 있도록 함이 좀 컸던 부분입니다.
Yeah, so one of the reasons for the big changes and the internal inspection of our game was to maximize, again, the accessibility of our game to all different kinds of mobile devices around the globe for our community.
말 그대로 최적화 작업인데요. 폴리곤과 버텍스를 최대한 줄여서 사양을 낮추는 방향을 진행 중에 있고, 캐릭터를 클릭해서 각 캐릭터의 스테이터스나 스킬을 열람할 수 있고, 유명 성우의 나레이션으로 캐릭터와 스킬 등의 설명할 예정입니다.
So it's literally an optimization since we are in the process of reducing the number of polygons and vertices per asset to minimize the required specs to play and enjoy the game. So if you see in the screen like this, you can open and see the status and skills for each character by clicking them. And all the information about the characters and these cool skills will be verbally narrated by famous voice actors in the Japanese anime space.
앞서 말씀드렸듯 저희는 전 세계의 많은 유저들이 플레이할 수 있도록 게임을 개발하는 방향으로 수정 중이고, 한 화면에 나오게 되는 버텍스의 개수를 줄여서 지원 기종을 늘려서 전투 시스템의 개편이 그쪽에 맞춰 진행 중이고, 게임적인 재미 요소는 당연히 추가하고 최적화 부분은 최대한 공을 들이고, 그리고 게임상에서 발생하게 되는 드롭폴의 발생을 최소화시키기 위해서 간단한 UI라던가 아니면 전반적인 비주얼을 개선해 나가고 있는 상황입니다.
So, as I've mentioned earlier, we are pivoting the direction of our development to a game that is more accessible to a wide range of users around the world. And the overall battle system and combat system is undergoing reconstruction to reduce the number of vertices and polygons shown per screen to enhance the device accessibility of the game. So we are actually improving the overall quality of the visuals and the graphics by adding in more enjoyable elements from the gameplay perspective, while putting as much effort into optimization and changing the UI to a simpler, monotone styles to minimize the occurrence of draw calls and frame breaks. So yeah, just let me add a comment here. So actually, I'm pretty sure that most of the listeners and attendees of this AMA do not know what vertices are. So vertices are like a small particles that you build. Actually, you need to build a polygon to form a 3D modeling of all these characters, gears, and backgrounds. So they are actually optimizing the whole game to make it more accessible for like the lower spec devices.
네. 게임의 큰 장점 요소로 작용할 1번 유명 성우의 음성 역시도 마스터링 작업을 진행해서 저희 게임이 추구하는 방향은 비주얼뿐만이 아니라 귀도 즐거울 수 있는 게임으로 제작을 하고 있습니다.
So we do know that our community community is expecting a lot from our game in terms of not only the visuals, but also the sounds and music and audio. So we are in the process of mastering these audio files recorded by famous Japanese anime voice actors.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that was also. We still hear it with RRS from time to time. We hear that often about, oh, we want more devices, or my device cannot really handle it at the moment and everything. So, yeah, I think when we did our playtest and everything, because Metabolts will be on mobile, that it is always best to include and to be inclusive, to include as many devices as possible. So. Yeah, Shao, what do you think about the changes and adjustments that we've made, moving forward, these improvements that we've made and optimizations that, that we're trying to make?
Yeah, I think it's really impactful, right? When you talk about, again, what we've always talked about with Web3 gaming is having that transparency, being part of the playtesting and providing that level of feedback that really shows you that we're building transparently and we're building with our holders and with our community. What I love really about this too is simplifying things. At the same time, as great as images and graphics are as part of any game, we do want to have a seamless experience for everyone involved because what we do notice that, especially in the Web3 gaming world, there's a huge level of adoption on the Asian continent and Southeast Asia, where, there's all people, all different walks of life, right? And giving them that accessibility and access to our games really does show the mindfulness and thoughtfulness that we want to bring in as many people as possible. One, again, because it's a great IP. Two, because it's going to be a great game. When I played and I went through these things, sometimes we overthink these things. And for me, stripping some of these things in a way that allows not just, again, more accessibility, but it also allows for faster gameplay, right? So sometimes when we look at these things, we're like, oh, push it next level. Let's put it on a PC. Let's make it big, badder, greater, whatever. But the reality is that it's about the game loop. It's about what we're talking about in terms of the combat system. We have this wonderful IP, and it doesn't have to be like overly complicated with vertices and polygons and all those things. I came from the fighting game world, and we went from 2D gaming and 3D fighting, and it was such like a shift in things. But sometimes I miss those moments where it was more simple, and the fact that we're addressing these things not from a technical way, but more importantly, we're doing it for the people who are actually playing the game. That's what I think separates what's been done in Web 2 and how we're transforming that in Web 3 and just driving more value by, again, based off of the feedback of our community and building with them, we're able to do that extra touch, kind of that white glove service to make sure that no one has to miss out because their phone's not capable. And now all of a sudden, boom, we just hit that many more people. And again, this allows people to participate, play in ways that they might never have. And I think that's part of Web3 gaming too, right? Making things so that anyone with a mobile device, whether it's Android or iPhone, can actually just play and just enjoy with the rest of us. Because as you know, we're all about making sure we get things done the right way.
Yeah, like you said, to make sure that everything is optimized so that people can just have that seamless UI UX, that user experience, and that they don't have to worry about. They could just enjoy the game. They could just enjoy the content as opposed to having to go through any technical difficulties or anything. But also to streamline the game, to make the game not seem so clunky, to make it seem very seamless, like we said. But I think that also is a great way for us to transition from that user experience. Now, how to keep the users, how to retain the users, how to keep them motivated to keep on playing, to keep on developing their characters. In character collection RPGs, flexing one's achievements is a major draw. For a character collection RPG like Metabolts, how can a player know what achievements they have fulfilled, and then how to show it off? I know we had a taste of it in the playtest, but what developments have we made?
게임을 열심히 플레이하면 저희 메타볼츠 게임을 열심히 플레이하면 특정 수준만큼의 성장을 겪을 수 있고 게임 내에서 어느 정도 높은 지위를 올라갈 수가 있습니다. 물론 과금 유저만큼은 아니겠지만 이를 위해서는 게임에 지속적으로 접속해서 지금 보여주시는 이 업적을 많이 달성을 해주시면 될 것 같고요. 특정 보상은 인게임제와 예를 들면 골드, 강화 포인트 같은 재화로 지급되고 달성하기 어려운 특정 위협은 토큰으로 저희가 보상을 지급할 수 있는 형태로 고려 중입니다.
Yeah, so in Metabolts, we are building a game system where you can enjoy the growth, the progress to a certain level, and reach the high status in the game up to a certain level just by playing the game hard and not paying. Though the paying users will be able to reach the level above that certain level of non-paying users. So this will require consistently playing the game every day and accomplishing the quest in the achievement system you see here. And some kind of rewards will be given by in-game currencies like gold or upgrading points. And actually the rewards from some difficult, hard to achieve achievements may be given by our tokens directly.
다만 이제 토큰은 저희는 이제 디렉스가 달러 게임이라는 토큰이 될 것 같은데요. 그거는 전체 유저에게 비율에 맞춰서 주어질 예정이니 가급적이면 초기화된 달 초에 빨리 달성하는 게 사용자분들에게 굉장히 유리할 것이라고 생각합니다.
Yeah, so these tokens of ours, as you know, dollar game will be given to all users that have accomplished the required achievements per month in proportion. So this actually means the sooner you achieve them earlier in the month, the more tokens you will receive.
모든 유저에게 공평한 지점의 기회를 주기 위해 노력할 예정이고요. 매일매일 게임에 접속해서 열심히 플레이하는 유저들에게는 다양한 형태의 업적과 위협을 제공해서 열심히만 하면 게임 내에서 일정 수준의 지위를 얻을 수 있도록 기획하고 있습니다.
So we are actually doing our best to give all users a fair point of opportunities in our game. So we are planning to provide various types of achievements and feats to users who play the game every day and also play very hard so that they can reach a certain level of status within the game if they play the game with effort and love.
또한 과금을 하는 유저분들에게는 페이백 개념의 위협을 구성해서 추가적인 혜택을 제공하고자 하고요. 이처럼 게임 플레이 패턴이 각각 다른 유저들을 위해 제공될 업적 및 위협이 다양하게 구성될 예정이니 즐거운 마음으로 기대해 주시면 감사하겠습니다.
So in addition, we are planning to provide benefits to paying users by some achievement systems that conceptually pay them back for their in-game purchasing. So there will be a variety of achievements and feats, quests to be provided for different users, different types of users who show different gameplay patterns and behaviors. So we would appreciate it if you could look forward to it and stay tuned with joy and excitement for Metabolts.
Yeah, I mean, it looks amazing thus far. I know, maybe in the future we'll be able to show some more of the achievements, little figurines that you could get in the fridge and everything. I know there are a lot of things that we could show off there. Yeah, and I guess
drop an alpha, Will.
Just dropping alpha, just dropping alpha. But for just the transition into sort of the last thing that we will kind of discuss in this showcase is sort of the crafting aspect of Metabolts, which is, this is still a bit different from Space Frontier. Space Frontier is, a survival crafting game. It is sort of a different sort of crafting that was discussed there. But how about in Metabolts? How can you explain the crafting aspect that happens in Metabolts?
생산자, 그러니까 재료 채굴자와 장비 제작자, 그리고 그 장비를 구매해 장착하고 PVP 상위 랭커 자리를 얻는 플레이어 타입으로 크게는 세 가지 타입으로 유저 타입이 나뉠 것이라고 예상을 좀 하고 있습니다.
Yeah, so we think the user segment of Metabolts will be divided into three types. First will be materials farmers. The second will be gear crafters who build gears from those materials. And third will be the top rankers who actually purchase those gears to fight for better performance in PvP combats.
가장 중요한 것은 워크숍이라는 콘텐츠일 건데요. 이는 재료를 채굴하고 거래하는 시스템이라고도 설명할 수 있겠습니다.
The most important feature in this aspect is the system called the workshop, which is basically a system where users can farm the materials and trade them with the other users in the game.
게임을 플레이하는 유저들은 각각 다르고 다양한 취향을 가지게 될 건데요. 예를 들어 월드 오브 워크래프트라는 게임과 굉장히 비슷할 거라고 생각을 합니다. 누군가는 광물을 채집하는 데에서 누군가는 낚시를 하는 데에서 즐거움을 느끼죠.
Yeah, so it is quite interesting that actually the gamers in the same game actually show different tastes and preferences and behaviors, as we can see in a very famous and renowned game, the World of Warcraft. So in the game, some people enjoy mining minerals, but the others actually enjoy fishing and all the other stuff.
이렇듯 다양한 취미가 개별의 아이덴티티로 결정하게 될 텐데요. 메타볼츠의 제작 시스템 역시 이와 유사한 시작에서 조금 더 진화한 형태의 컨텐츠로 구성 중입니다.
So these kinds of different tastes and preferences actually define the identity of each gamer in good games. And the crafting system of Metabolts is also being developed starting from this point of consideration, but being actually advanced to a higher level of experience.
워크숍 콘텐츠는 크게 세 단계로 나뉘게 될 텐데요. 1차 생산자, 2차 생산자, 소비자가 그것입니다.
So in the workshop system, I think it will be roughly divided into 3 stages. So first, primary producers, second, the secondary producers, and third, the consumers.
1차 생산자는 장비를 만들 수 있는 재료를 파밍하고 얻은 재료를 거래소를 통해 거래를 하는 유저이고요. 2차 생산자는 1차 생산자의 재료를 구입 후에 장비를 제작하고 이 장비를 거래소를 통해 거래를 하게 되는 유저일 것입니다.
Yeah, so the primary producers are the materials farmers, those who actually farm the materials for crafting and trade those materials, sell those materials on the marketplace. And the secondary producers are the ones who purchase those materials from the primary producers and craft and build the gears out of those materials to trade on the marketplace.
소비자는 2차 생산자가 제작한 무기를 구입해서 경쟁 콘텐츠에 참여하게 되고 높은 순위를 차지하여 더 많은 달러 게임을 가져가는 형태를 유저가 될 것이라고 보고 있습니다.
Yeah, so the consumers are the ones that seek to become the high ranker on the leaderboard for big rewards, purchasing the gears from the secondary producers and competing against the others.
경우에 따라서는 추가적인 롤이 발생할 것으로 예상이 되기 때문에 더 많은 역할을 소화할 수 있는 롤이 정착할 수 있도록 컨텐츠를 다듬는 중입니다.
Since we do expect some additional layer or segment of user role can appear in our complicated gaming system, we are carving out the details of the system in a way that a new user segment that plays multiple roles can actually settle in the system. So it means like they are actually building a very, very detailed and sophisticated system.
게임 안에서의 큰 경제 순환 사이클 역시 좀 고민 중이긴 한데요. 이 경우는 조금 더 내부적으로 더 명확해지면 추가적인 내용을 통해서 공유해 드릴 수 있도록 하겠습니다.
We are also contemplating over the overall economic cycle in the game, and I will share the details once we have a clear visibility and confidence in our economics design.
Wow. So, I mean, that is some deep cut alpha right there. People are like, so, you know, how do NFTs work in this game? Is it, you know, we've shown you how it looks for Golden, for Awaken, you know, how it looks for each individual NFT because we have so many different traits and all of that. But taking it a step further, sort of this workshop, what can be accomplished here, and how it is for it's not just for everybody just to craft things and just try to sell it. There are people who would like to consume it, people who would like to purchase it. On secondary, they don't have the time to grind and sort of do this, so they want to use it for their game. To further progress in the game faster. So it is that simple yet complex economy that we're having, that we're trying to build and develop in here. I mean, Shao, like, what is your reaction to this?
I think we lost connection to Shao.
Oh no. Oh, is he back?
Yeah. Okay, no, I think we're okay. Can you hear me? Yeah, I was also muted, sorry. So what I wanted to say is, oh my gosh, like the amount of depth and the value of the different gameplays, right? First, to your point, we have all this different stuff with NFTs, but really, there's the game itself, there's the PvP, there's the achievements, which obviously is super important to any RPGs, and being able to flex and get all these different rewards. And then we talk about crafting. Like, there's so much depth and like gameplay, people being able to play. Like, initially I thought, like, hey, you advance through it, right? Like, we have HG Wells, he's just like, yeah, like literally on stream, right, when we're going over it, he's like, I got this far, and we're like, whoa. And then it's like, okay, how much replayability is there? Obviously, there's going to be the case that one, we're creating these leaderboards where like you can actually get the most rewards by completing things on a daily basis, doing them well in terms of achievements. There's just so many different layers and things that we just uncovered. Like, I feel like I'm spilling over with the amount of things that were shared today. But two, like, the world of economies of this thing, like, it's a game within a game within a game. So like, as you start seeing the value of how PvP plays out, we haven't really dived into that at all, to be 100% honest. Imagine utilizing the crafting, utilizing these things, building your characters, unlocking these achievements, and then going head to head with some of the best and the brightest in the Metabolts universe. This is going to be so much fun. I just can't wait, because again, this is still the tip of the iceberg, right? There's a lot of consideration, a lot of thought that's how we're going to unlock and do all these things in ways that, like, I had no idea. Given the first playtest, we're like, oh, okay, this seems pretty straightforward. Now we just gone completely deeper, where like to his point, World of Warcraft, right? Like, this is things that people love because it creates their different type of game moves and different type of value for the things that you want to play. So if you want to just focus on one thing, or you want to focus on all of them, you have so many choices, right? And that's my favorite part about just Web3 gaming as a whole, but just gaming as a whole. It's just layers and layers and layers and layers of experiences just being pushed through for something like that. I had no idea that this game was going to be so deep in terms of gameplay, in terms of value, right? And so that just shows me that this is not just something that you play and then you finish. This is something that you're just going to keep coming back for, because obviously I think, there's opportunities for us to have deeper levels and deeper things, but PvP, crafting, again, there's just so much to be had. And so this is beyond my expectation completely, entirely. And I feel like the favorite thing is you get to see my expressions in real time. This is legit, like, holy, I need to get my hands on this. And so I can't obviously wait until we have our playtest in Q4, because, this is we talk about all this stuff. Can you imagine playing PvP with our community team, with our moderators? Now we can do some real smack talking, because just the level
Real
of customization that comes out to it, to be able to flex, whether you have a gold, awaken, or just a standard character, right? Real smack talking, right? Especially literally PvP. And so now I'm just like, oh, I can't wait to put my hands on Han. I mean, not my hands on Han, but just in the game.
Yeah, if only I don't know if Han's listening to this live, but the line has been drawn. He's been called out, so we'll see. We'll see when we get into it. But now, I mean, that was kind of what we prepared for the showcase. But now it's the time for we do have a CM AMA questions channel in our Discord. So we do have a Google form where you can submit questions, where we'll do our best to answer those questions. So we have several here. Shao, sort of take it away for the community questions that we have.
Yeah, if you didn't hear me talk enough, now I get to do the fun part, which is list off some of the questions. Obviously, we wouldn't have our community questions without Haru Nguyen coming in right hot off the gate. with the very first one. So for you guys, in addition to the game modes commonly found in this genre, can you reveal the branded game modes to help players stay with the game for a long time?
전투는 오토 모드로도 진행이 가능하고요. 유저가 가장 애정하는 캐릭터만 조작을 할 수 있는 모드로의 변환이 가급적이면 자유롭도록 개발하는 중입니다.
Yeah, so the battle system can also be played in autoplay mode, where you can choose to manually control only the character you love the most. And we are trying our best to, make it possible to convert between the modes very easily.
네, 일반적으로 캠페인 모드의 특정 스테이지를 클리어했을 경우에 방치형 모드라는 컨텐츠로도 해금이 되는 방향으로 기획을 좀 이어나가고 있는 중인데요. 전략적인 전투가 필요한 부분에서는 유저의 개입을 통해 게임 본연의 재미를 제공하고, 게임을 켜놓기만 할 수 있는 시간대에는 방치형 컨텐츠로 배분을 해서 유저들의 일상에 큰 영향을 미치지 않는 컨텐츠 분배로 저희 게임, 메타볼츠 이 게임을 오랫동안 즐길 수 있는 방향으로의 개발을 진행하고 있습니다.
Oh, yeah, this is, kind of tricky to translate everything. Yeah, just let me try my best. So, yeah, we are planning the system in a way that idle modes become unlocked when you clear certain stages in the general campaign mode. And our ultimate goal is to actually develop a game that you can enjoy for a long time by distributing the variety of content so that it doesn't really affect the daily routine of your life. So in Metabolts, you will experience the fun and joy by controlling the game by yourself in some part of content where it requires strategic combat, while just leaving your mobile device alone in the other parts of the content by idle mode during the time where you can't actively engage in the game. I mean, like in the times where you have to date a girl or maybe work in the office. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I
you
don't,
know,
I don't, I don't think
gamers,
the director
you
said
know,
that.
I
I
don't know
don't
if you've
think the
seen the
director
meme,
said
but
that
you gotta
part.
close
But
that door. You
I
gotta
like,
get back to it,
I,
man.
li-
Don't
I
get
like
interrupted.
wise, I like wise additions.
Right? I'm laughing. I was just like, no, there's that meme. Just close the door. Send her back. We don't need food. We just need to play more games. This is life. Gamer's life. No, that's amazing. I love this because again, these questions allow, you guys to really kind of shine and show again, what all these different layers that go into it. Plus, at the end of the day, yeah, dude, if you're in a game, enjoy the parts that you love and then just kind of let the game take care of itself. So love the answer. That was really phenomenal. From one of our members, Blue, can the game be played to earn rewards?
다양한 게임 모드에서 게임 플레이를 통해 수집과 성장의 재미를 느낄 수 있도록 보상 설계가 이루어지고 있는 부분이 있고요. 하나의 캐릭터에 5가지 슬롯에 장착 가능한 장비들, 그리고 장비의 강화에 사용되는 다양한 재료를 획득할 수 있고요. 그리고 게임의 플레이를 통해 획득할 수 있는 포인트는 일정 주기마다 정산을 통해 달러 게임으로 바꿀 수 있도록 할 예정입니다.
Yep, so we are designing the reward system of Metabolts to allow you to enjoy the fun of collection of characters and grow through gameplay in various modes. So through the gameplay, you can collect 5 different types of gears that can be mounted in the slots of characters and a variety of materials to be used to upgrade your gears. Also, the points you collect from the gameplay will be exchangeable to the game tokens you really want from the Delabs games ecosystem. Yeah, so let me just elaborate what the Director Shin has said. So there will be some kind of rewards that can be earned directly from playing the game, and also there will be rewards for the top players on the leaderboard, as we have mentioned before, and also there will be a trading system where the users can actually generate, boost their own rewards for themselves by trading the materials and items they get from the gameplay.
Man, you know what I love too? It's not just the game itself, but the fact that we really are adding layers of the Web3 components of it, and just again the mindfulness and thoughtfulness of to know exactly what drives this space forward and adding again additional layers of gamification. So spot on. This is so much fun for me to hear all these different feedback because as much as I am the community manager, I'm also a gamer. So to hear all these things coming from Metabolts just blows my mind. The best part is I get to read more and ask more questions and find out more stuff. So don't let me stop myself. So the follow-up question is, can the game be tested earlier? Because in launching according to the current schedule next year, it might miss the entire bull market. Wow, that's a tough question. Timing's everything.
네, 시장의 흐름은 물론 매우 중요한 사항으로 인식하고 있습니다. 네. 다만 개발팀에서 선정한 공개 시점은 유저가 재미를 느낄 수 있는 콘텐츠에 대한 최소한의 볼륨으로 생각을 하고 있어서 그 구현되는 일정으로 저희가 상정을 하고 있는 상황이에요. 조금 더 빠르게 테스트를 진행하는 거는 진지하게 조금 같이 고려해야 할 부분이라고 생각을 합니다.
Yep. So we are surely, 100% recognizing the changes in the market condition as one of the most important aspects in our project. However, since the launching date that our development team has decided, it's kind of like a schedule considering the realistic minimum amount of time required to actually develop the content that users can really enjoy and play. So I think bringing the playtest to an earlier date is kind of like a matter that we should be very, very careful of.
네, 저희 디랩스를 믿고 조금만 더 기다려주시면 반드시 좋은 게임으로 유저분들을 찾아뵐 수 있도록 노력하겠습니다.
Yeah, so please hold on to your faith in us, and I promise I will not let you down, and I will bring the quality game for the Delabs games community and the fans of Metabolts. Yeah, so to add my personal comment here, like us at Delabs, we don't just plan for only the short term. So we are here to build and provide great games, the AAA games. So we are really at the verge of bringing to you guys the titles we've been working hard into building with solid in-house development teams, unlike other projects who claim to be building games but actually are just like outsourcing or just like fundraising to spend that money for some fake graphics and videos and stuff. So yeah, we do know that cycles just come and go, and they are definitely an important factor for us as a business to make decisions based on them. But as builders in this space, especially in the Web3 gaming, we are here to build in all seriousness. We believe our product will speak for themselves. So we want to also ensure that our users get the quality experience they deserve. And I think this is the only kind of approach that will survive in the long run through multiple bull cycles. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So this is what I'll say, right? When it comes from, the team, including James, including yourself, what I really love is that there's a really strong culture of care. I think this really does separate ourselves from a lot of other projects that I've dealt with personally, whether I'm a holder or part of the community. And I think this is really consistent with what we've done time after time, which is really be thoughtful and be really considerate of just what we put out there as quality. And obviously your response, both from Director Shin as well as yourself, SY. This is phenomenal stuff. I'm going to go ahead and go straight to the next question. What functions will the game's PFPs have within the game? Can you share more details?
오픈시에서 판매되었던 4,000여 종의 캐릭터 NFT들은 모두 개별적으로 플레이가 가능한 캐릭터들이고요. 그리고 NFT 캐릭터를 파티에 참여시킨 상태로 전투를 승리하게 된다면 추가적인 보상 획득이 가능한 구조로 설계를 진행 중에 있습니다. 그리고 추가적인 내용이긴 한데요. NFT 캐릭터로만 구성된 파티는 특별한 입장이 가능한 비밀 던전 컨텐츠도 내부적으로 검토 중인 상황입니다. 다만 아직 기획 단계에 있기 때문에 자세한 내용 공유는 차후에 다시 한번 말씀드릴 수 있는 자리를 마련하면 좋을 것 같습니다.
Yep, so the Metabolts NFTs are all individually playable characters, actual character, physical characters in our game. So if you win the battle with NFT characters involved in the party, the formation of the battle, you can earn additional rewards. And also we are reviewing the plans for secret dungeon content that can only be entered by a party consisting of only the NFT characters. I think this is an alpha, yeah. This is a new. Yep. So. Yeah. So to actually, add, yeah.
Is he?
I would like to say something beside what Director Shin has said. So I think we did cover a lot of content and updates today, including the things associated with the NFTs of Metabolts. So there are a lot of content in the pipeline, including the reward mechanisms in the battle and the secret dungeon content, I guess. We will hear something more about it later on. So we hope to bring more details and content in our next development update once these systems have been actually implemented within the game, just because, Delabs games, our team, do not want to make some false promises.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
this is crazy.
yeah, I wasn't sure if Shao was going to say anything because there's that delay.
Go ahead. No, dude, can you imagine this? This is literally like the phrase "brick by brick." Am I not there? Okay, brick by brick. Like literally, this is alpha, and then more alpha, and then more alpha, and then more alpha. I don't know what to do with myself here, and we're doing this so subtly too. It's like if you're not paying attention to this, you got to come and rewatch it. This is so good. I'm gonna have to rewatch it and just make sure I didn't miss a thing because everything is going on live. My brain's exploding with so much detail. But can you imagine that? We just told you there's going to be more. So stay tuned. Stay tuned to announcements. We will keep you guys informed about all these different things that are possibly happening. I don't even know what to start. I'm going to be too loud. My dad's going to be like, quiet down. What are you doing over there? I'm going to hold myself, but I know we need to open the floor, but I'm going to pass it back to you, Will.
Yeah, because there is so much alpha, and then, I'm looking forward to the next live stream that we have so that we have more actual, more in-game, how it will look in-game footage for you next time. So, I really do look forward to when we have, Director Shin again for the next Metabolts AMA and the more things that, he can, kind of leak and kind of have it out here. Because again, we always tell our community members, this is the place, the live stream here. This is where you get the latest, most up-to-date alpha before anybody else, before anywhere else. This is the way, this is the place to get all of that. So now we will transition over to more, opening the floor for our community members. I know that we have, I think about 2 that we saw in our Discord. So let me look back. I know someone asked a great question. Where did that question go? We did have a good question. I guess they removed it or we answered it.
They're scared.
They're scared.
Yeah, we must have dropped so much alpha it broke. Yeah, they're scared. It's
yeah,
okay.
because I think
it happens.
I think it was
I blame
Wagu.
SY.
Might have
SY has got all the alpha.
He's got all the alpha.
I mean, it's not that they hate me, right? Because do I look bad or
No.
No,
DB
never,
is like
never.
DB is like, well, we gotta get JMK on the live stream, so well, he is quite the busy man, but let's see if we could get his, get him on the live stream as well. But one question that we did get from our very own one of our mods, who's usually our weekly panelist here, Mankos, asked, would it be possible to play Metabolts on PC or laptop too in the future, just like how it is on mobile? Well, I think I kind of know the answer to it. I think we're going to stick with mobile, but just in case if there's anything additional that Director Shin wants to ask, SY, I'll let you translate the question.
Yeah, sure. 혹시 메타볼츠가 PC나 이제 노트북에서도 플레이할 수 있도록 개발이 좀 더 확장이 될 가능성이 있나요?
이거는 경우를 조금 저희가 따져봐야 될 것 같아요. 그게 어떤 얘기냐면 모바일 버전으로 개발을 한다는 얘기는 어차피 PC에서도 돌릴 수가 있는 APK가 있을 건데 이게 이제 외부에 APK가 돌아다니게 됐을 때는 플레이는 할 수 있겠으나 보안적인 이슈가 생길 수밖에 없어서 그 부분은 회사 내부의 조금 정책적인 부분에서 결정이 될 수 있는데 뭐 유저분들이 많이 원하신다고 하면 저희도 이제 그 내용을 좀 더 구체화해서 이야기를 드리는 방안으로 진행을 하면 좋을 것 같습니다.
Yeah, so technically, it is possible to actually activate the Metabolts game on PC or laptop with an APK file from our mobile version of the gaming client. But if we actually open the APK file to be played on PC, there will be some security issues because, the hackers will read our codes and maybe change the codes and maybe take your money from your wallet or something. Am I right? Yeah. Anyways, but so we do need to actually go over lots of internal security related policies and work with the security companies to make sure that users don't get any damage from these kind of actions. But if our community really wants it so bad, we can do it for you. So yeah, tell us if you really want the PC version.
So follow-up
Oh,
would
man.
be, and I think it goes along the same way. We do also have Mac users as well. So, if people are thinking about PC, I think they also want them to think about Macs as well.
혹시 맥으로도 가능할까요?
원하신다면 저희는 뭐 시간만 있다면 얼마든지 대응할 예정입니다.
Yeah, so the Metabolts team can actually do it as long as they get some sufficient amount of time. And you know what, adding up to actually Director Shin's comment, there is a new Maple Story game, Maple Story world where you can actually just build some kind of all different games utilizing the assets and the IP of Maple Story. And the mobile version, they do have a mobile version for Android and iOS, but it is not still playable on Mac.
And even though it's not officially supported, there might be some things called emulators out there,
What? No.
or other ways where you can play on PC or Mac, but again, not officially supported by us. But again, we are basically at the end of our. It went by so fast. This hour went by really
Right?
quickly. But
So good.
but for today's AMA secret code, some of you might have already predicted it, but I will give Director Shin, could you give the special AMA the secret code for today?
메타볼츠?
Simple. Metabolts with a capital M. This is the special AMA code for today. So make sure to go to Ladybug's Journey and to enter that in and submit it so that you could get your Leaf points. So again, this is all the time that we have. Again, we want to thank not only thank Director Shin. I know that he is very busy. I mean, he showed you all the development stuff that he needs to be going back in there and getting his team, motivating his team to get it done. But also, I want to give, our whole community, everybody, both me and Xiao, want to thank SY for translating. We know that that's not an easy job either. So again, everybody, let's give them a big round of applause for coming today. Let's give them all a round of applause. And like we do every week, final words. So Director Shin, do you have something that you want to say for the Metabolts community for today?
마지막으로 이제 메타볼츠 팬들에게 하고 싶은 말씀 있으시면 해주시면 감사하겠습니다.
굉장히 익숙하면서도 재미가 있는 게임으로 개발을 하면서 웹3에 맞춰지는 형태로 정말 치열하게 고민을 하고 있는 프로젝트입니다. 그래서 아마 많은 유저분들의 의견도 수용할 마음도 있고요. 내부적으로 정해져서 개발하는 것도 있겠지만 결과적으로는 같이 재밌는 컨텐츠로 같이 커뮤니케이션하는 게임으로 만들어 나가는 형태로 진행이 되면 좋을 것 같아요. 네, 이상입니다.
Yeah. Yeah, so the Metabolts team is trying their best to actually build a very familiar, but at the same time extraordinary game where you know like an unprecedented like Web3 game with all these collection and all these stuffs in the Web3 space, but they really do want to build this game with the community of Delabs games and Metabolts. So he would appreciate it very much if like our community gives lots of feedbacks and opinions for the progress of Metabolts.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Director Shin. SY, do you have any final words for our not only our Metables community but for our DLabs community?
Yeah, actually, before that, to Will and Shell, was that good enough to actually come out again in the next AMA?
Of course, of
Anytime, my
course.
friend.
Anytime,
Yeah,
anytime.
yeah.
So we'll
I mean,
we'll look
yeah,
forward to you coming back again.
yeah. So for our DLabs Games community, so it is actually my first time to present myself with my face open to this online space. But yeah, I've been watching all the opinion and comment and all the great support from the community. We've been through bad times and we've been through good times, and we are actually going up as Ladybug always goes up. So really appreciate all the support you guys are providing to us, and we won't let you down. So always stay tuned.
Yes, yes. So again, thank you everybody. Let's give them a round of applause. I'll let Director Shin and SY get back to work. Thank you for your time. We know that your time is very precious, and thank you for devoting it for today. Now for both me and Xiao, we will need to transition over to our weekly raffle. So again, we do have our premium race for Rumble Racing Star. It is the mode where you must enter by using a race ticket. And if you place first, second, or third, you get premium points. And with those premium points, unspent premium points, it determines your rankings for the season. You have three options for payouts. You could either have the 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 race tickets as a payout, or you could have it according to your ranking as long as you reach the $5 USDC threshold, or you also have the raffle where you could use all of your raffle tickets, all of your prize pool, put it into one pool, and only one person wins it. So let's see for today who will be the winner for today. So let me spin it. So it is
It froze on me, so I couldn't tell you. Or did it? Oh, there we
oh,
go. Number 6.
number 6. So let's see on the live stream too. Number 6. Let's see who it is. Let me check real quick. Who is number 6? Let me check. Number 6 is oh, come on. It's Grace Gapol again. Grace Gapol with the win.
What?
Grace
Of
Gapol
course.
isn't in the
I was going to say Grace
what?
Capol, but I
Grace
didn't want to
Gapol.
jinx
So it's
them.
either Grace Gapol or Geo, but today it is Grace Gapol again. Congratulations. And Shao, I mean, final words before we let
Congratulations.
congratulations. And final words before we go. I know that we're kind of going overtime a little bit, but Shao, we covered so much. I mean, kind of what was your whole reaction to today's AMA?
Yeah, man, just a lot of love, right? Like this is something that we've been leading up to. I honestly I loved everything about Space Frontier, and we got to see everything behind the scenes, so that was super impactful. But Metabolts, we got so much alpha, like again, alpha upon alpha, and oh my gosh, like I just can't wait to see how it actually plays out. There's gonna be so much more gameplay. I don't have to say a lot, bro. Like this is one of those things that it speaks for itself. It's one of the rare times and opportunities for me to really not talk about something because so much was already shared. I just gotta absorb it all. I hope the community loved everything that we did because again, when we went through that original playtest, I thought, hey, this is a pretty straightforward linear game, right? There's going to be some RGP elements. There's going to be all these different things that like add the layers of NFT. But I did not expect this, right? This is kind of almost on the same level of a World of Warcraft in terms of the depth of playability, the amount of details, the things I'm talking about. Again, we have great IP, phenomenal Japanese voiceover. We have, a unique gameplay, and then you're laying in Web 2 components, Web 3 components. We're having this happy merge. Man, is there anything left to be said? You tell me. You've been doing this so much longer than I have. You know some of the stuff that's going on that even I don't know. Like, what more alpha? What more could we share with our community outside of the fact that one, we're building with them. Two, we really have a lot of things nailed down in terms of traditional gameplay, but we've just stacked all these things in terms of economy, components of both the NFT as well as just like utilizing game. Like we got like deflationary things that are going on in this space, and I'm just like So how often do okay, I guess maybe I did talk a lot, but I'll leave it for you, my friend. This is such a wonderful space. You're such a great host. I couldn't be happier to be here. This is such a joy and pleasure. I love
I
being
mean,
here, bro. Like Delabs Games, what you guys are building, what's everything on the same. Yeah, what can I say?
it's also great to just see, it's great to see the staff's, reaction to everything as well as we have everything going on. But again, we don't want to spill everything now. We got to save that content for the next one and for the next one. So, we just can't wait for everybody to join us again. Again, every week we do, we try to release the latest updates, the most recent alpha that we can. Any updates, we make sure to let you guys know. Again, we will be back next week with a regular, and it won't be a special
Please.
Metabolts edition or Space
Yep.
Frontier edition, but still another edition of the Delabs AMA live stream next week, same time, same place at 1:30 a.m. UTC. Every Wednesday we are here, but you could also catch you can also catch our DLab spaces that we have every Tuesdays at 12 a.m. UTC that is powered by Unfungible. So again, thank you everybody who's been here all the way to the end, Oh my Venus. Staying with us for all the way till the end. We thank you and we'll be back next week. We hope that you have a great morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Be excited for Metabolts. Watch this again. See all the, review all the alpha. We had so much alpha drop today. So again, everybody, thank you. And we'll see you guys again next week. Bye-bye.